Which god answers prayers the fastest? Let's find out. We got a Muslim.
We're so peaceful, I swear.
A Jew. A Christian.
A moment to talk about Jesus Christ?
Not right now. A Hindu.
Namaskaram.
A Buddhist.
Nam Mô A Di Đà Phật.
Okay. And we got an atheist.
God's not real, guys, so why don't you jot that down?
Each contestant has been assigned a number 1 through 6. I'm going to roll the dice. They're going to pray to their respective gods that their number be shown. I roll the dice 100 times. We tally the results. Find out who the true god is.
This is a 100% real experiment. All of these contestants are real people of that faith. They are not paid actors. In fact, they think they're getting paid, and they're not.
I'm an atheist because I care about 3 things: facts, logic, truth, and science. Why do I think I'm gonna win? In 2016, a child fell into a zoo enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. A gorilla picks him up. A zookeeper shoots the gorilla. That gorilla's name? Harambe. You tell me if there's a god.
My name's Menachem Silverstein. That's how Jewish I am.
Jesus was Jewish. So
Take that, veggie tales.
I've been Hindu since before I was born because I believe in rebirth. I have potentially 330 million gods on my side. All of these competitors in here, they were born Hindu and they don't even know it. So we're all on the same team, my team.
Người có tài nhất trong cái chỗ này á, mấy người kia đâu có tài bằng tôi đâu. The winner. Thắng, 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 thắng.
The best part of Islam is the community. It's the fact that people are reaching out to help you if you stray away from your faith. And what I also love about Islam is it is the one true religion and we're all going to heaven.
Now remember everybody, pray to your god for your number to be shown.
You hear a lot about priest scandals in the Catholic Church, but...
Everybody's in prayer, let's go. First roll. 6.
Wait till I tell the boys on Reddit about this.
Second roll. It's a 5.
The Buddha has the win.
Third time's the charm, guys, come on. It's a 1.
Let's fucking go! Alhamdulillah.
2, yes!
Suck it, Kanye.
4.
Oh my God, that's so
just the Lord testing me?
5.
Trời ơi, thắng nữa kỳ này.
Somebody have an issue with his dice?
Yeah, I believe so. Let's, change that dice.
Okay.
I calculated it, and yeah.
We had some complaints about the dice being rigged, so I had to bring in a few extra die. So we used 4 different die throughout the experiment, and they were all calibrated. We tested them beforehand. These are real die. These are real people of real religions. Everything in this experiment was 100% real, except that they didn't get paid.
What's the prize, man?
Everything you believe in is on the line here. 4. 6.
Yes! You guys all know this is basic probability, right?
Roll number 16.
Come on, agnostics. Come on.
4.
No! Physics!
We're all one team.
3.
Talk about a second coming.
No religion at all.
And
1! Yes! Let's go, baby!
We just had 3 6s in a row. That can't be a good sign.
Bill Maher.
What is she doing?
Yeah, that's fine.
Safety risk.
Om Ganeshaya Namaha.
witchcraft.
I don't understand it. I don't like it.
Number 5 for me. Number 5 for me.
4.
I must have done something right in my previous birth.
Guys, we're at the point where anybody can still win this game. All right? How much do you believe in your faith right now?
100%.
When you roll the dice 100 times, you're going to expect probabilistically that each number is going to be about the same, but in fact there were some winners and some losers.
It's the final roll! And we have a winner.
God damn it!
All right, well that's the end of the contest. Sorry contestants, there is no cash prize for this.
What? Whoa!
The Craigslist post said there would be.
Well, the prize is we've all come together as different kinds of people.
I thought the game would win a lot of money.
Look, it didn't go too well for me today, but, you know, we're used to it. Holocaust, Egypt, but you know what? It makes us stronger.
And I am happy we did beat the Jew.
Just happy the Muslims didn't win.
I'd say the moral of all of this is you can't judge a book by its cover. Except the Quran, that great book.
I don't care that I got in last. The game's not real. I'm not mad. Like I said, I don't care. It's not real. I'm not bothered by it. And stop saying that I am.
To all the other contestants, there's a great quote by Benjamin Franklin, who was also Hindu. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. And I may have had a little help. He's also Hindu.
I did not knowingly interfere with the experiment whatsoever. I have heard the rumors that since my name is Rahul, a very Hindu name, that is why the Hindus won, but really that is just a statistical anomaly. I am very happy the Hindus won, I'm not gonna lie. But that has nothing to do with the statistical anomaly, once again.
I want to win. I'm going to win.
Hold for airplane.
Oh, yeah. He answers my prayer. Look at that. With an airplane. We are the religion of peace. Oh, a plane. As another plane comes through.
2 planes?
We're the religion of planes. Well, it was 2 planes.
You hear a lot about priest scandals in the Catholic Church, but there's sin everywhere, and I think you hear less about it in the rest of the world. Maybe there's more of a focus on our religion because of what we are.
Nice. That's great.
I bullshitted that whole thing.
Have you ever had sex? No, absolutely not.
It was trending a few weeks ago on Twitter that people were afraid that Zoran was going to make kids learn Arabic numerals. That was a real trend. Like, it started as some guy trolling. He posted, he's like, I bet Zoran's going to make the kids learn Arabic numerals. And then one guy was like, the fuck he is! And it just spiraled out of control. Became a full-on war, man. Some of you don't even know why that's funny, huh? Arabic numerals are the numbers that we use on a daily basis. So if you can count 1, 2, 3, congrats, you speak Arabic. Yeah. If you can say 1, 2, 3, yalla, you speak Arabic very well. People think they're only Arabic when they're being counted down. Like 3, 2, 1. Like, no. They're Arabic forward as well. It's crazy that people thought that Arabic numerals weren't already in New York City. Like they used to be there, but then after IXXI. Okay, I feel like only L% of you guys got that joke. Shout out to the Roman Empire. Never forget. You know, you hear Usha Vance was seen without a wedding ring? Yeah, ooh, yeah. And she was going to meet up with Melania, so you know the girls are talking. It's gonna be a hot girl winter. For those of you who don't know, Usha Vance is the wife of famous podcaster and couch connoisseur, J.D. Vance, who also happens to be the Vice President of the United States. And their marriage has been a little bit rocky ever since a hug that happened. And I don't know if you saw this hug, but it was a hug, okay? J.D. Vance hugged Erica Kirk, and it was a hug, okay? Like, he went low on her waist like this, and she grabbed the back of his head and like, just going like this. It's like, and I shouldn't have been turned on. That was my bad. It happened, we saw it, and everybody's thought was like, this is not gonna be good for the marriage, right? But then I looked it up. Apparently, JD and Usha's marriage was already pretty rocky. Like who would have thought marrying JD Vance is not sweet perfection, you know? Because for the longest time, JD Vance was trying to get Usha to convert to Christianity, okay? But she's Hindu, and she resisted. You gotta give her props. By the grace of Ganesh, she stayed Hindu, and he kept trying to get her convert for his political campaign. And now she's converting to divorce, so, you know. Things don't always work out, but it's like, you know, respect your partner's faith. Like, I love interfaith marriages, but like Hindus, let this be a lesson. This is what happens when you marry the cow. Listen, I'm being nice about this, okay? There's people straight up pushing the conspiracy that J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk are being positioned to be the front runners of the 2028 election should Trump not run again for the 100th time. They're saying they're gonna be the chosen ones, you know? And I'm not saying that. That's kind of a wild conspiracy, but when you look at the timeline, kind of, you know what I mean? Because we saw that hug, that salacious hug, and J.D. Vance is a Christian, allegedly, but that hug was a sin, you know what I mean? Like, that hug was a sin, okay? And I know you're like, well, he can sin, he's the vice president. No, that's not how it works, okay? We saw that hug, and now we see her without a ring. This is the timeline of events they want us to see, because don't sleep on Usha Vance. She's a powerful woman. Usha Vance is technically one assassination away from being first lady, okay? Okay, that's just a fact, okay? Usha Vance is one assassination away from being the first lady, okay? And one assassination ago, she had a stable marriage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, okay? It's an assassination power sandwich. I'm just connecting the dots. That's all I'm doing. I'm just connecting the dots. That's not a Hindu joke, by the way. Not a Hindu joke. I'm connecting the non-religious small circles. That's all I'm doing. But you never know. Never know, you know? A lot of people are afraid of losing their jobs nowadays, you know? Especially to AI and stuff. I'll tell you what. If you're worried about losing your job, just remember Kash Patel is still head of FBI, okay? You're gonna be all right. You don't need to be good at your job. You just need to be there. Eyes wide open. It's crazy that Kash Patel is anti-woke, because those eyes are woke as just like 3,000% dilation. Just I don't even know what's going on in there. He's locked in on something. I don't know. Kash Patel, who looks like Aziz Ansari's jacked autistic cousin, is I mean that in a nice way, guys. I don't know why you're groaning. I just, by the way, I've been using the word autistic a few times and people have been getting upset at my recent shows. Like I'm on the spectrum, my friends are on the spectrum, we all say that word. I think it might be a generational thing. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think autism is awesome, by the way. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think autistic people are the superior race, honestly. If I find out that I'm falling the spectrum, I'm coming for y'all. I don't give a okay? So, all right, anyways, side note. So Kash Patel has about a 0% approval rating, okay? There's a funny story about Kash Patel recently. Apparently, the day after Charlie Kirk was killed, Kash flew to Provo, Utah, and he refused to get off the FBI plane because he didn't have his FBI jacket. He didn't want to be seen without the jacket because he forgot his. Apparently, he left it in Valhalla. And so he tells his assistants, he's like, hey, can you go find me a jacket? And they're like, oh, here we go again. And they go out and they search Provo, Utah for an FBI jacket. And they come back and they're like, Kash, we couldn't find a jacket. He's like, why not? They're like, because nobody here is as small as you. You're a size medium. Everybody here is like a large or XL or a double X. Do you want a large? He's like, no. I guess he'd taken too many L's already. And he sent them off again. And then they go for hours and they still can't find it. They come back like, Kash, we need you outside right now. He's like, no, cash me inside. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about that? Go find me a medium-sized FBI jacket. They leave again. Finally, they find a medium FBI jacket on a female agent, okay? Which is only funny because they took a jacket off of a woman to give it to a dude, right? Chivalry is dead. I don't give a what you say. They're like, take off your coat. The man's cold, okay? So they come back with this medium-sized jacket. Kash puts it on, examines himself in the mirror. He's like, the patches aren't right. And so he has someone come in and sew on the FBI patches properly. And this process took literally hours. Our tax dollars paying for this plane. Finally, he steps off the plane hours later, just enough time for the killer to get away. It was like, so ironic. He just wanted a medium. Now the killer's at large. Okay, all right. Of course, he came out and said it was Tyler. Okay. You can believe that if you want, okay? I'm not going to. If you're pushing the Tyler narrative, you're either really dumb or you're lying, okay? All right? And I'm going to assume it's the latter because he's Indian. I'm not saying Indians are liars. I'm just saying they're not dumb. I've never seen that before in my life. Okay? You can call that racist if you want, but if I post this on YouTube, nobody's going to be like, yeah, we claim him. Nobody's going to be saying that. I think Kash Patel's a liar. And I think he's lying right now, to be honest. I can actually sense it. I can sense it, yeah, because I'm also a medium. Thank you. Cash me outside. How about that? Just watched the Diddy documentary. Yeah. And I realized I'm not that bad of a person. Okay. Yeah. You want to feel good about yourself? Watch that Diddy documentary. You can be like, wow, I'm actually really good in relationships. I'm kind of a catch. I feel like my exes owe me an apology. Yeah, that Diddy documentary is wild, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but he kills Tupac, okay? All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, but he also killed Biggie. I'm sorry, guys. I need to tell someone just because I'm from the 90s. Can you imagine what it feels like to see that the same person killed both your childhood idols within the same half-hour episode, and it's somebody you don't even like the music of? Like, had it been 50 Cent, you know, I'd be a little, you know, conflicted, but I'm hearing this from 50 Cent, so I'm 50-50. But apparently, Diddy hired someone to shoot Tupac, okay? And then months later, he brought Biggie to LA, and Biggie didn't want to go to LA because everybody's like, it's dangerous. They think you killed Tupac, so you probably shouldn't go to LA. And Biggie's like, I don't want to go. Puff's like, you're coming. Can you imagine, like, Notorious B.I.G. being like, I'm not really comfortable with this? And Diddy's still like, no, you're coming with me. Takes him to LA. Biggie's just supposed to be there for one day. He had to go do press in the UK, but Diddy's like, no, we're canceling that shit. Cancels his flight, forces Biggie to stay in LA, brings him to the party. Diddy's like, I'm gonna throw a party on enemy turf. Yeah, how about that? Does that, invites Biggie to the party, and then after the party, he's like, all right, Big, let's get in the car and head off. Gets him in the car at the exact time that they drive off, and that's when the shooter pulls up and just rays shots on him. Now, the crazy thing about both of these shootings, both Tupac and Biggie, the shooter shot like multiple shots, which shows that they wanted to get their money, okay? And what's so sinister about this is after these two murders, Diddy then just casually launches his solo album, which is like, oh, the two goats are gone. How about some Puff Daddy? Like who does that? Can you imagine somebody losing the person closest to them, and then within 2 weeks they're already in the spotlight, smiling, not grieving, meeting the president, launching their solo career in the studio, built off the fame of the person they were with? Can you think of anybody who would do that in September 2025? I'm not really sure. I'm talking about P. Diddy, guys, not E. Kirky. No, of course, with all this stuff, you're supposed to say allegedly. Allegedly. Everybody's like, I was saying allegedly with Diddy till I found out he was a Scorpio. So no more. He's guilty. He's guilty. I'm sorry. You're innocent until a proven Scorpio. I don't care. I know that's offensive to 1/12 of this room. I don't care. Or probably more if you're married to one. That's on you. You got yourself into that situation. I'm just kidding. I love Scorpios. There's good Scorpios out there. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. We'll listen. We'll do examples later. We'll do examples later. How about that? Okay. I love Scorpios. You're good people. I'm not saying all Scorpios are guilty. I'm just saying if you have allegations, you are. That's literally all I'm saying. Okay. And I know maybe it's a bit of a stretch to compare Diddy to Erica Kirk until you realize she's also a Scorpio. Okay. So just, I don't know, keep an eye open. That's all I'm saying. But the Diddy documentary, it's interesting because the Diddy documentary opens with footage of him in his hotel room a few weeks before he gets arrested, and you're like, what? Wait a second, this documentary was made by 50 Cent. Is 50 Cent in his hotel room and he doesn't know? Like, did he set up like hidden cams or something? And then you find out that Diddy hired the videographer himself because he thought the footage would make him look good to other people. It didn't work that way, right? That's what I said. It did not look good at all. And then within a few weeks, he goes to jail, okay? And then the videographer's like, ooh, what do I do with this footage? Well, I guess I'll give it to his worst enemy, 50 Cent. Literally gives it to his longtime arch nemesis, 50 Cent. And my first thought was like, I'm not a Diddy fan, but like, he really Diddy got betrayed by his videographer, like mine would never do that, Sorry, look for the camera. Mine would never do that. Right? But then I read the reason why the videographer gave it to 50 Cent is because Diddy didn't pay the videographer. Bad move, man. Rookie mistake, dude. And as you find out in the documentary, Diddy had a history of not paying his contractors, dude. Who does he think he is? The President of the United States? Like, what are you doing, man? So yeah, let that be a lesson. If you do not pay your videographer, your private footage is gonna get released, okay? Yeah, so say what you will about Epstein, he definitely paid his videographer, Okay, all right. I'm kidding. He installed his own camera. Sometimes you gotta DIY, you know what I mean? Release the files. Release the files. Release the files. When I grew up, Puff Daddy, he seemed so innocent. He looked like he had seen a gun but never touched one. And then he just changed. When his name changed to Diddy, that's when the switch happened. And they said that he never did like drugs or anything like that when he didn't do drugs or alcohol, nothing when he was younger. And then all of a sudden he went straight to pills. Ecstasy was his favorite. That's kind of a big jump, from my experience, but it's just kind of crazy that he became Diddy when he did E. Okay. That's just a Sammy Obeid original. Now he did a lot of bad things, allegedly, as you see in the movie. But like one thing he also did was anytime his friend had a girlfriend, he would always try to take the girl from his friend. And he got charged for all these things like RICO, drugs, etc. But like, how about bro code? They didn't charge him once for any violation of the bro code, And obviously, the weirdest thing about this whole documentary was that they found 1,000 bottles of Johnson & Johnson baby oil on Diddy's estate. Okay, we're talking metric tons of baby oil, and it had to be Johnson & Johnson. That's the crazy thing, like brand loyalty, this guy, like brand loyalty. Johnson & Johnson lost their biggest client with Diddy. Like he single-handedly funded the J&J vaccine, which is weird because that was only one shot. Not typically his style, but yeah, he loved the Johnson & Johnson. And so everybody saw that, everybody's like, this is weird. And so his lawyer has to chime in while he's in jail and be like, hey guys, what's the big deal, okay? Diddy just like to buy in bulk like any American. What American do you know is buying 1,000 bottles of Johnson & Johnson baby oil? Where can you get 1,000 bottles of Johnson & Johnson baby oil? Not Costco, I looked it up. They don't sell Johnson & Johnson. If it was from Costco, it'd be called Kirkland & Kirkland. But it's not. It's J&J, not K&K, okay? He had to literally like order directly from Johnson & Johnson, like pallets of baby oil. And it's revealed in the documentary that Diddy liked to use this oil for the freak off. So he would have these freaky sessions with people all who come to these parties and they would do sexual stuff. And he always insisted that they put baby oil on them, which is just extra creepy because it's baby oil. Like, why do you want people to smell like babies? Like, what the is wrong with you? And then there's many accounts in the story where the person would be like, yeah, and then I put the baby oil on me, and Diddy was like, not enough. So they say he wanted people to have the glistening effect. That's what it was called, But it's classic like Diddy lyric. It's like, we can shine together or whatever. But yeah. I mean, it's just really weird using. And respectfully, Johnson & Johnson is like the gayest baby oil. You know what I mean? Like, it's made specifically for two men, and they're privates. Johnson & Johnson, just straight. What the doctor ordered. But everybody's seeing this and like, oh, well, what is the baby oil freak off stuff? And then so the lawyer had to chime in even more and be like, what's wrong, guys? It's just a bunch of adults doing consensual sex. Like, the fact that you said consensual is a red flag, you know what I mean? Like, we should already assume that, but like, I'm not a sex expert, trust me, okay? But last time I checked, you don't need that much lubrication for consensual sex, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of built into the process. If you know, you know, okay? And if you don't know, now you know. Baby. Oil. But yeah, I mean, the messed up thing about Diddy not paying his contractors is that he had money. Like, you can see it on his body. Like, he paid certain people. He chose who he paid. Like, for instance, Diddy has to pay Sting $2,000 a day for the rest of his life. Because he sampled Sting's song without asking for consent. Which is also just extra sinister just because it was the song that he dedicated to Biggie's death. And yeah, so basically he kills Biggie, and then he makes a song in his honor, releases it on his solo album, does a little dance on MTV. While he didn't even make the beat himself, he stole it from Sting. And so now he has to pay Sting $2,000 a day for the rest of Sting's life. So Sting could just quit everything he's doing and make a surgeon's salary off of Diddy every single year till he dies. So Sting's kind of happy that Diddy's in jail, He's just like, every breath you take, every bond you break, every move you make, you'll be paying me. It's a crazy documentary, but I think I just told you everything. So I've been watching this documentary called The Age of Disclosure. Has anybody seen this one? Yeah, it's about aliens. Yeah, where my stoners at, right? It's a good documentary. It's actually nominated for some awards, and in it, some government officials, both current and former, just straight out come on screen and say, "Yeah, bro, there's aliens. Deal with it." And it's a lot of very credible people, and also Marco Rubio for some reason. Don't know why he's in the doc, but when he's not talking, you're like, "This is convincing." And so in this documentary, they straight up say, they're like, yeah, we know aliens, we know them by their first names. There's a lot of different alien species here. Some are here on leisure for a little vacay. Some are escaping climate change from their planet, like their solar system lost its sun and it's very cold now. You know, isn't that ironic? Even in outer space, aliens are running from ice. Parallel universe, that's all I'm saying. And so they're coming here, and apparently the aliens have a fascination with our nuclear facilities, okay? Yeah, so they've been seen hovering over our nuclear sites, and apparently, as I say in the documentary, allegedly, okay, the aliens are able to activate and deactivate our nukes remotely. They don't even need our control center. They're just like, beep, bop, 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 beep, bop, bop. And apparently there was a time when like Russian nukes were pointed at us, and the aliens just turned it on as a joke. They're like, ha ha ha. You're like, so they got a sense of humor too. But yeah, good luck sleeping at night. The aliens basically control our nukes, you know, but I find it kind of heartwarming just because, you know, they could kill us if they want. Clearly their technology is better than ours. They can come here, we can't go there. So their nukes could annihilate us. Our nukes can't even go to the moon, you know? So they don't consider this a war with them. They're kind of like Diddy. They're like, we decide when they destroy each other, you know? That's like very controlling, you know? And so yes, they can activate and deactivate our nukes. And so if you've ever had the thought, like, wow, we live in such a crazy world, it's actually pretty cool that we haven't gotten a nuclear war yet. It's not our doing, it's the aliens. They've probably saved our ass a bunch of times and we don't even know it. Especially when you got a guy with loose fingers running the show. But yeah, they have a fascination with our nuclear sites, and the aliens also have a fascination with our time travel facilities. So if you don't know, we are actively working on time travel, and the reason you don't know is because we're not good at it, because we haven't left now, okay? But they're working on it, and they're trying, and what they said in the documentary was every time they make an advancement in time travel, the aliens do something to hinder us. So they've been seen attacking our time travel facilities, and they've even been seen like just tampering with things. Anytime we make like an advancement, they do something. They do it remotely too, like beep, 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 you know, and they hold us back. So now, I'm now thinking like that's why the mic turned off, because they're like, they went forward in time, and they're like, he's about to tell them the secrets, right? So like it just hit me. Now, obviously, what you gather from this is, okay, the aliens don't want us to have time travel. And your first ask is like, why would no one want us to have time travel? We're such great people, right? No, I know what you're thinking, right? We're all intellectuals in this room, so you're thinking like, okay, well, obviously, they don't want us to have time travel because that would create a ripple in the space-time continuum, which would mess up whatever they have going on or whatever year they're from, right? Some people are as stoned as me, right? Okay, so that's the obvious thought, right? But in the documentary, they're like, bro, no, it's not even that. Basically, everyone in the universe except us has time travel. So literally, all the species of aliens are out there, like going like, let's go to 2035, woo! Party like it's 1999, woo! Just out there, just going all just reckless time travel, getting time travel DUIs, having the time of their life on the interspace. And all of them, all the aliens, the whole international universal community, they all look at us humans on Earth. They look at our behavior and they're like, yeah, those motherfuckers are not getting time travel. No way are we gonna let them have time. Do not let them leave 2025 or 2026. Like, they have to watch literally every year. That's how monitoring time travel works. And so basically they don't want us to leave now, okay? So we're trapped, yeah. So everybody's like, live in the moment. Like, you have no other choice, actually. Yeah. So basically we're on literal timeout, like literal timeout. But I get it. Like, they see us and they're like, you know, especially if the Americans got time travel, they just come out and try to steal all the time oil. You know what I mean? Right? Because there's got to be some kind of oil for time. I mean, We see that shit like, yeah, more of that shit. I want that oil. Yes, alien planet, we'll be your friend. Give us the oil. Did you guys know that Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves? Yes, Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves. Okay, if the world was Los Angeles, Venezuela would be Diddy's house. Okay, largest proven oil reserves. Okay, which is crazy because that's not even why we're interested in them. We just care about the drugs. Isn't that so crazy? We're just like, we're here for the, oh shit, there's oil here? Oh, what? Yummy, yummy. I love that. That's good, man. It's making my teeth glisten. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, we seized the ship off the coast of Venezuela, and it's an oil ship. We've previously been going after drug ships, but you know, in our defense, oil is our drug, you know. But yeah, it's kind of messed up because apparently there's protocol when you seize a ship. When you seize a ship diplomatically, if there's a way to do that, I guess, you're supposed to notify them, give them a warning, have them remove the cargo. We took that cargo and all, and pretending like that wasn't intentional. We're like, oh, there's oil here? Oh, guess we'll keep it. It was 2 million barrels of oil, $150 million worth of oil. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm sure most Americans don't know that, but if they did, they'd be like, A, that's f***ed up, B, you gonna share it? That's probably how Americans would think. We should not be wanting stolen oil, right, guys? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is why we're not getting time travel. So yeah, they straight took that oil, and you know, they're claiming it's drugs. That's the thing that's so, like, this is so Iraq 2.0, right? Because they're claiming it's drugs. They're claiming it's cocaine, but like there's no evidence. Like cocaine does not come from Venezuela, okay? It comes from Mexico, sorry. But you know, and even if our concern was cocaine, you're totally disregarding the good tax-paying cocaine users of the United States who are literally working overtime, in fact. There's a lot of, you'd be surprised how many people do cocaine in this world. Maybe you haven't gone to the bathroom at the wrong time. There's a lot of, Wall Street is basically powered by cocaine. You remove cocaine, the stock market's gonna crash, okay? So a lot of people use cocaine. Obviously the problem with cocaine is it is often laced with fentanyl. And so the government pretends that that's the case. Well, in that case, go after the fentanyl. But again, fentanyl does not come from Venezuela, okay? It also comes from Mexico. I'm sorry, this is just, okay? But you can't just blame Mexico for fentanyl either, because fentanyl is a multi-step process. The chemicals that make fentanyl come from China, okay? With some support also coming from India, shout out, okay? And then all of it is cooked in Mexico, okay? Which just sounds like a racist American joke. We get the parts from China on the cheap. India comes through with the tech support. And then the real work is done by Mexicans in the kitchen. I'm not making this joke. This is how fentanyl is made. And we're the dummies who are like, yummy, Fenty. Keep sending the Fenty. Do you want a Fenty? So we're the demand side of this equation. And it's up because they're trying to make it seem like that's the threat to America, even though it's not there. They're calling them narco-terrorists. Narco-terror. As a Middle Eastern person, that is offensive. That used to be our slur. You can't just put a word in front of it. Am I just an original terrorist? Am I standard 1.0 terrorist? Come on, am I terrorist 1995? What the f*** is this, man? Narco-terrorist. You can't just put a word in front of terrorists for a different race of people, like are Asians math terrorists, you know what I mean? But of course, white people, domestic terrorists. Am I right? Domestic terrorists. Come on. It's messed up, man. It's messed up. This imperialism in Venezuela, they're just doing it so casually. I think there's literally people inside of the government who don't know that that's not the United States. This is what happens when you call us America, and there's literally like dozens of other countries that are America, because they see it, they're like, oh, it's South America, that's us, right? South America. We just have to cross the Gulf of America to get there. Like, it's all planned. You know what I mean? The United States really is the Diddy of the world, you know? Like, we control everybody. We help some countries, we also molest them. if we really don't like someone, we have them taken out, pretend like it wasn't us. We're addicted to oil. And our biggest enemy, inflation, which right now is 50 cents. Sorry, 50 cents. It's just regime change. But you know what I'm saying. A couple weeks ago, the United States asked Lebanon to give us a bomb back that Israel dropped on it, that we sold Israel. This is a real story, by the way. So Israel was bombing Lebanon because it was a Tuesday, and one of the bombs didn't explode. And so like, oh, what can we do? How do we get it to explode? Like, ask the aliens. No, they can't. And then they just, for whatever reason, could not get the bomb to explode. And so it just stayed in Lebanon. And the Lebanese, I mean, fearless people, dude. Just were, after literally everything they've dealt with from Israel, they just see a bomb, they're like, yeah, let's take that. And they just took it. And the United States is just sitting there over here, just and Israel sees the bomb, like, oh, how are we gonna, oh, this is not good. Israel comes to the United States, and they're like, I know this is pretty crazy, but we dropped a bomb in Lebanon, and can you go get it back for us? It's like when a kid throws a football over the neighbor's fence, and the parent has to go ask for the football. He's like, yeah, can you just go get the bomb back for us? And the United States is like, you left a bomb there? They're like, we dropped it. It didn't explode. So, they normally explode. So it didn't explode. So if you just go get the bomb back. And the United States is like, let me get this clear. We sold you a bomb. You dropped it on Lebanon. It didn't explode. You were trying to annihilate them. They have the bomb now. And you're asking us to go ask them to give us the bomb back. And Israel's like, this is correct. And the United States is just like, yes, Daddy, yes, Daddy, whatever you want, Daddy, whatever you want, yes, I'll go get it right now. So the United States goes up to Lebanon like, hey, what's up, man, how's it going? How about that embassy we're about to build, huh? It's gonna be a big one. Ooh, shawarma, I love shawarma, I smell that stuff, it looks so good, You guys can dance, man, you guys, really good. It's cool. We got a cool thing going on out here, Hey, so we noticed that you have a bomb that was just there, right? Like, yeah, the one that Israel dropped. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Could you give it to us? Lebanon's like, what? Can you just give us the bomb? Like, you want us to give you the bomb that they dropped on us that you sold to them? Yeah, just give us the bomb. I mean, we need to do some research. But you're probably just going to give it back to Israel. Like, no, we would not. No. Just give us the bomb. Just give us the bomb back. Lebanon was like, I don't know, man. I got to think about this. Then all of a sudden you hear, psst, and behind Lebanon is Iran. Give it to us. Just give it to us. Just give us the bomb. Trust me, bro. Give us the bomb. Lebanon's like, what? Okay, not right now. And I said, so what? You gonna give us the bomb or what? Lebanon's like, I'm thinking about it. Come on. Give us the bomb. Trust me, bro. Give us the bomb. It'll be good. Lebanon's like, all right. I'm thinking. The United States, you gonna give me the bomb or what? It's like, come on, I want my bomb back. The United States is like, come on, give us the bomb. Lebanon's like, oh. Everyone's like, ee. And the aliens are just watching over. It's like, these motherfuckers not getting time travel anytime soon. I was in Rome. I'm not trying to brag. I was in, you know me. I go places like Rome and New York. I was in Rome, the other one, and I did some tourism there. I went and checked out some of like the Catholic churches. Like they're pretty like intense. You know, like I've been to a lot of churches before, right? Because Christianity is the most popular religion in the world, you know, like for now, inshallah. But like there's churches everywhere. I went to India, there was churches there. J.D. Vance brought them. They're there. They're everywhere. And we've all been to churches, right? We've all seen churches, we've seen the inside of churches, you know, and every church you see a crucifix, right? Every church is basically a reenactment of Jesus dying. It's just like very intense, you know. But I get it. We want us to remind us of the death, so we remember like the good things that he did, you know. I get it. It's like we have to see the violence to remember not to be violent. How's that working out for us? But every church has its own varying level of graphic, you know, like a lot of churches in the United States are pretty tame. You just have the cross by itself. Some you have Jesus like on the crucifix. But like in Rome, there's like dripping blood. You're like, is this even necessary? I think I understand what happened. And it just made me realize, like, we've been so desensitized to this just image of Jesus on a cross, you know, somebody that most people would agree was a nice guy. And we're just seeing him at his worst moment, and this is just something that's just so ingrained in our psyche. And I've been trying to think about it, you know, because these last 2 years with what's been happening in Gaza, I've been wondering how are people able to see this on their phones and to just live normal lives? Like I can't, I know a lot of you can't, but I know so many people who just see it on their phone and then just like living their lives. And I'm just like, how do you do that? I don't understand. And then it hit me. It's because all of us, all humans of this world, are so desensitized because we are so used to literally the imagery of the most famous Palestinian being crucified right in front of us. The most famous Palestinian. And I'm not talking about DJ Khaled. I'm not talking about DJ Khaled. I'm talking about Jesus, okay? There will not be another one. Not DJ Khaled, okay? I'm sure a lot of people want to see that, but that's not who we're talking about. Okay, so it just made me think, like maybe we could just have some nicer imagery of Jesus, you know? Like just Jesus like drinking some water or something, you know? Or more relatable images, like Jesus' mom throwing a sandal at him, you know? Or Jesus eating with his hands right next to Zoran, you know? And it's like, you know? Or Jesus standing in front of Home Depot because he was a carpenter, right? You know, just looking for work. And then ice rolls up. You're like, oh no! Then he flies away. You're like, you go, Jesus! You go! But yeah, I think sometimes people forget Jesus was Palestinian. Like that's where he's from. He's from Bethlehem. That's Palestine. He's the most famous Palestinian. We celebrate his birthday. It's the biggest holiday of the year. Is the celebration of a Palestinian's birthday. And everybody's like, when's Jesus gonna come back? Is Jesus gonna come back? He probably already has. He's stuck at a checkpoint. We're so used to Jesus on a cross, just let him cross. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. What I'm saying is, this is how you bring up politics at the dinner table during Christmas. It's your way in. You open with that. You end with Free Palestine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. The Bondi Beach hero was a Muslim. Yeah. Yep. I know you're not supposed to keep score, but we did. So after a terrifying shooting for 9 minutes next to a police station when the police weren't able to come in that time frame, who stepped up? Who stepped up? A Syrian, Australian, local fruit shop owner named Ahmed Al-Ahmed, okay? And there was people on the internet trying to be like, no, he wasn't a Muslim. Like, really? Ahmed Al-Ahmed? How more Muslim can this guy's name be? Like, Ahmed, Muhammad, Ahmed, like, what do you need from this guy? But he's a fruit shop owner, so, you know, he's organic, and yeah, I don't know where this guy's shop is, but give it a 5-star review, man. He's a good man, yes, it's important to distinguish he's Muslim because the narrative has always been the terrorists are Muslim. In this case, the hero was Muslim. You know what I mean? That was the first thing I saw. Yeah. Yep. And then they were like, the shooter was Muslim too. And I'm like, listen. Okay. Can't win them all. Now, but yeah, he's a Muslim, and he's a real Muslim. He's a real Muslim because real Muslims protect their Jewish brothers and sisters. This is a fact. Real Muslims protect their Jewish brothers and sisters. Hashtag the Crusades. Okay. Israel's trying to claim that Iran was behind this operation, which makes so much sense. Iran has to take a break from trying to get their bomb. But Israeli officials are saying that if they have any evidence that Iran was somehow involved, they can use this as a pretext to strike Iran, which is ridiculous because Israel never needs a pretext to hit someone. That's just, since when? Since when do they need a reason? And of course, a lot of people are suggesting this could have been an Israeli false flag operation. Now, obviously, that's where my mind goes, okay? But I don't actually verify it until I actually have enough information. I don't have enough information. I just have a hunch, that's all, and that's not enough to go around spreading it. The only things that are suspicious is Netanyahu always, okay? Netanyahu immediately blamed it on the Prime Minister of Australia, saying that it was because of their policy to recognize the state of Palestine. What the is wrong with you, dude? Why would that be the problem? Liberating people who've literally been oppressed and suppressed for so long. Like, the fact that he said that, and just the fact that he's Netanyahu, just makes you very suspicious, right? Okay. Then there's other things, like it was close to a police station, it took them long to get there, fine. I mean, like, you compare that to the United States, it's not a very strong argument. Then there's a guy who, like, took a photo with blood all over him, and there's, like, images of him getting makeup done. I don't know if those are real. There's also images of Google Trends saying the suspect's name was searched a couple days before. We've seen this so many times in the last, few months, really, with Charlie Kirk, the National Guard shooting. And I looked it up. I always double check it myself. I looked up on Google Trends. I did not see it. So could have been wiped. I'm just saying either we're paranoid or they're onto us. I don't know which one it is. Okay, but I don't have enough information to say it's a false flag. But Israel also, like Israel claiming it's Iran, we don't have that information. So it's like, if you want to be fair about your allegations here, then let's say that Israel planted the shooter as a false flag and Iran planted the hero. I'll give you that if you want. I don't believe it personally, but I'll give that to you if you want to be fair here. That's the nicest. Because there's some people who are claiming that the shooter was IDF, like straight up IDF. There's no actual evidence to verify this, so I'm not going to make that claim, okay? However, I will say he did have IDF vibes. You know what I mean? He was far too trained with an assault weapon for Australia, which doesn't really have a lot of that going on. He targeted civilians. He came from India, which a lot of IDF soldiers do. Sorry, Indians, you're not dumb. I'm just saying sometimes that happens. And yeah, he was just like the IDF. He was afraid of a fair fight with a Muslim man, so. And that's how he got taken down by a fruit shop owner, so. Is what it is. It's so up that there's like this many like in one weekend, that we forget about the other one because the next one happened the next day, and it's like that one was at Brown University, killer's still at large, you know what I mean? And then the next day was like significant, obviously, because like it was a big deal in Australia, and the hero was a Muslim guy. But I just feel fucked up for like the kids at colleges who go to these schools and just don't feel safe, you know what I mean? Like they don't have like a Muslim shop owner to run up and to be there. So what I'm saying is the theme of the weekend was, what can Brown do for you? All right, I'm sorry. I know. Just stay inside. Just stay inside. But yeah. It is just crazy that Candace Owens made that tweet. I don't know. Listen, I like Candace Owens. Don't send me old videos of hers. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm in love with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. I don't care what you say. Tucker Carlson, I'm in a romantic pseudo relationship with that guy. Don't send me old videos of him in the bow tie. I do not give a fuck, okay? He's the #1 voice of Palestine in the world. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. It wasn't my choosing, but it is what it is. He's reaching a demographic of people that, face it, none of us would have ever reached, okay? So just let me be in love with this man, okay? When he laughs, I come. I just want to enjoy this moment. I even laugh at his jokes now. I don't know how this... He made a joke on his podcast the other day where he's like, people think I'm getting paid by the Qatari lobby. Like, what would that be? AQUAC? Like, AQUAC! Oh my God! Why didn't I think of that? But, you know, liberation is a collective movement. Liberation is a collective effort. And so, you know, my take is, let Candace and Tucker cook. Let them cook, okay? I'm gonna let them cook, and I'm drawing the line at Nick Fuentes, okay? Deal? Okay? I'm drawing the line at Nick Fuentes. And trust me, I was introduced to Nick Fuentes, I'm sure this has happened to somebody else. I was introduced to him with the videos that I agreed with. So can you imagine when I saw his other work? Somehow his videos got in my algorithm. He's like, yes, Israel's committing a genocide in Gaza. I was like, speaking the truth, man. Who's this guy? I like this guy. Then I see another video. He's like, the Israel lobby needs to get out of our government. I'm like, yes, brother, yes. And then I see another video. He's like, I don't want to live next to black people. Like, what the just happened? So I hate Nick Fuentes because he's Mexican. And and I'm racist, like he said, everybody's racist. But he is a virgin, you know. He's a virgin. And a lot of people think he's gay. He could be gay. He could come out at some point. You know, great for him. But like, he's definitely a virgin. And I said this the other night, and somebody said, we don't claim him. And I was like, are you gay or are you a virgin? Like, which Virgins are like, get that man laid immediately. We do not want him as part of our community. Here I am in the virgin capital of the world. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's like more like Cambridge, right? It's more like, we're all from Cambridge, dude. I don't know the difference between the neighborhoods here enough to be like, well, Somerville, shout out. Come on. All right. You know the Southeast. Listen. Okay. I know a lot of people come to my show because they support Palestine, and I love that. And I know that sometimes things can get very depressing because of reality, okay? But I would like to give you some light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, bad analogy. I would like to give you some hope, okay? And, I know at times it can feel very disillusioning because I think sometimes we mistakenly adopt this mentality that this situation is a war of two sides. It's not. It's not a war. If it was a war, it would be very asymmetric, right? You know what asymmetric means, right? Okay, just good. Okay. It means not symmetric, right? It means A means not. A is short for anti. It's anti-symmetric, okay? And it's an anti-symmetric warfare. Trust me, I've been nominating for the top 10 anti-symmetric people of I have a crooked face, but yeah, I fall into this trap too. It's easy to adopt this narrative that it's a war of two sides because the media pushes this narrative. And so sometimes I fall into this trap, and you'll be up late at night being like, oh my God, I support Palestine, but the other side has the entire backing of the West and the whole military-industrial complex and the biggest bombs being signed in Sharpies by douchebag politicians who are getting paid off by creepy lobbyists who are working alongside of bots online spreading misinformation. They're in my DMs every day. I'm like, who the am I talking to? Real people or bots? I don't know. Are they getting paid $7,000 a post? I'm doing this shit pro bono. What the is going on? I'm going so crazy. I love Tucker Carlson. What's going on? I draw the line at Marjorie Taylor Greene. What's going on? You gotta snap out of it and be like, fine, if this is sides, which it's not, if it is sides, then sure, they have all that, but we have Macklemore. Yeah. We got Macklemore, baby! The #1 white rapper of all time. Don't look it up. He is the GOAT, okay? He's the white GOAT. His name is Ben, okay? He's a great guy. And then we got Ben from Ben and Jerry's, dude. We got Ben from Ben and Jerry's. That's good ice cream, man. And then we got Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel. She's a sweetheart. She does content for kids. She works directly for Hamas. So I read in the Washington Post. All I'm saying is, there are no sides to history, okay? This is all an illusion that we see. There are no sides to history. But if there were, you're on the right side. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Boston. I'll see you next time. Take good care. I appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Thank you so much.
Look at this package. First of all,
the Somali roundup has begun in Minnesota.
Somalia, their country stinks. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage.
Trump called the Somali people garbage? Call me old-fashioned, but what happened to subtle racism, you know? The good old days of dog whistling. Trump said, their country's no good, their country stinks, and I disagree. I think Minneapolis is awesome, okay? And Trump's just sitting there, he's just sitting there at his desk, he'd be like, all these Somalis, they just complain. All they do is complain. They don't do their job, they just complain. They're complaining all day, not doing their job. I don't want to work right now. Don't come, they just complain. They're not doing their job. No more questions. They're not doing their job. They just complain. It's like, what are you doing right now, motherfucker? You're complaining and not doing your job. A little bit of history. The majority of the Somali immigrants came here during the Civil War in the 90s, okay? Why did they come here? Because there was a horrible civil war going on that the CIA claims it didn't start, right? But the CIA definitely took responsibility for making it worse. They were funding warlords to try and overthrow the government and stir up more chaos than there already was, which led there to be more people who needed to leave. And so the United States government said, fine, we'll take you in. We don't want anything in return. Yeah, right, okay? Because whenever we take in refugees from other countries, we always get something in return. And so what do you have now? You have military bases in Somalia. There are now 500 to 700 American troops in Somalia. Why would you be there if it's a garbage country? No, it's because you want a foothold of imperialism in Africa. Somalia is worth gold to you. And you're telling us there's nothing in Somalia? That's garbage, okay? That's garbage, okay? Also, don't call people from Minneapolis garbage, okay? That is offensive, all right? That is offensive. We all know Minneapolis recycles and composts as well, okay? We sort our waste. So sort your thoughts before you open your f***ing mouth. And now you got people all across the internet saying, what do Somali Americans do for America? What do they do for America? It's like, have you heard of Somali food? Have you heard of Somali food? It's some of the best food you'll ever have, okay? And guess what? It's better than Denny's. What do Somali people do? They're in Congress, bruh. They're in Congress. They work jobs all across America, but mostly in Minneapolis, okay? And then people saying, what do the Somali people do? What do the Somali people do? How about an entire people moving from a country with average temperature 90 to a city with average temperature negative 1,000? That is the highest accomplishment of human adaptation we've ever seen. Literally, these people moved from somewhere hot to one of the coldest places imaginable.
Somalis, say what you will, they have thick skin, okay? They have thick skin. So bring it, okay? Because guess what? They're already prepared for ice. What was that? What'd you say? The promised land. Minnesota is the promised land for Somali people. Yeah. Listen, I don't know why. I don't know why you chose this land. Like, it's a very weird choice, you know what I mean? Like, of all the racism towards Somali people, the one thing that should be saying is like, what motherfuckers choose Minnesota? You know what I mean? Like, are they mentally okay?
It was promised.
It was promised to them. Did they say that? 2,000 years ago, 3,000. Listen, I'll tell you what. If Minnesota's promised to anybody, you don't need it. That's a promise. That's a promise where you're just like, nah, I'm good.
A forgotten promise.
A forgotten promise. That's a promise you forget about. That's a forgotten promise. There is a story that came out last week that Kash Patel, the day after Charlie Kirk was killed, he flew to Utah and refused to disembark from the plane because he didn't have his FBI jacket. Apparently he left it in Valhalla. He was being like a princess. He's like, I'm not leaving without my FBI jacket. And they're like, we can't find one. He's like, why can't you find one? There's gotta be an FBI jacket. Because you're a medium and nobody here is a medium. I'm sorry. So apparently there's no medium-sized FBI in Utah. Like, that's what we learned about the situation. He literally made them wait like for hours before he got, because they couldn't find one. And our tax dollars pay for those planes. So like this whole, episode was funded by us. And they're just like, come on, Cash, we need you outside. He's not like, no, cash me inside, And he's just standing there. It's so weird that you like that one and not all the other shit that I've been doing today. You guys are a weird, fucked up bunch, aren't you? Cash me inside was the one you liked? Jesus Christ. Is this what happens when you make a show at 6 p.m.? Is it like people just like, workday, still inside brain. Scroll. Cash me inside. How about that? Cash me inside. Would not have expected you guys to be a cash me outside crowd. Pete Hegseth's about to be charged for war crimes. Yeah. Who would have thought a Fox News host is not the best for high-level military strategy? Pete Hegseth, who looks and sounds like the lead of a Christian death metal band, has been bombing boats in Venezuela. What have you been doing with your holidays? And he's been using what's called the double tap strategy, which is not when you go like this on IG and accidentally like a photo. It's when you bomb a site and then you bomb it again, okay? And, which I've done this at many comedy clubs, obviously, but apparently it's frowned upon, it's a war crime, and Pete loves it, okay? He loves the double tap. This sicko probably does the triple tap, or as he calls it, a three-peat. Okay, I only know this because I'm on his group chat. That's the only reason I know this. He added me in February. I'm not sure if he still is aware that I'm on, but they claim there's drugs on these boats. Okay? But even if it's something that looks like drugs, you can't be sure until you test it on your gums, right? We all know the gum rule, okay? It's... okay? If there's not drugs on those boats, this is a war crime, okay? And if there are drugs on those boats, still a war crime. Still a war crime. Drug dealers actually have rights too. Shout out to mine. His name is Dave. Hopefully that you hook it up after this, Dave. Killing drug dealers without a fair trial is not only a war crime, but it's also a vibe kill, okay? Okay? And when confronted about this, Hegseth was like, what do you want me to do, man? It's the fog of war. It's the fog of war, man. Things got foggy, It's like, bro, you're just pressing buttons. Like, is it really? You're not the head of military just so you can blame brain fog. You know what I mean? Is that war crimes is just when war gets a little foggy? Is that what it is? How are we equating crimes against humanity with condensation? No, we the people do not want fog of war, okay? We want morning dew process, all right? But yeah, I mean, I'm not, obviously, I'm not a military general, okay? But like, if you're gonna bomb the boats, which you shouldn't be doing in the first place, bomb the cargo and then pull them up out of the water for trial, okay? But obviously, Pete has shown us that he's weird about doing pull-ups. This is not the first time Pete has broken rules of engagement. He has a history of breaking the rules of engagement and a history of dishonesty, which is really disappointing for a Fox News alum. It's just sad. It's just sad. You'd think he'd be better with boats because he was an anchor. Pete Hegseth is from Minneapolis. That's your boy. That's where? Forest Lake. How far is that? Can I get there within an hour?
45 minutes.
All right, he's from here, guys. That's your boy. That's your boy. Hegseth is your boy. Okay. Okay, you know what? Somebody take me to Forest Lake right now. Yes, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there and piss on their city sign, and then I'm gonna go back and do it again. It's a double tap. There's a lot going on in Minneapolis right now, right? Like, you guys are like national headlines. You have the Somali thing with Trump, but what else? There's some other stuff too. ICE. So ICE is here. Yeah. Everywhere. They're everywhere. Yeah. And want to come on stage right now? Come on. Welcome to the stage. Guy who didn't have a job last year. So they're everywhere, huh? Like at the grocery stores and shit. And they're at Target. You saw one at Target? Yes. Shit. Are they schools and malls? Are they at the mall? They're at the Somali mall. Oh, you guys have a Somali mall. If you guys want to troll the president hard, change the Somali mall's name to Mall of America. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Trust me. Trust me, bro. Just do it. Change the Mall of America to the Somali Mall. Oh my God. I could be ICE, right? So you guys are like, well, because you're now like very suspicious, like this guy's not from around here, you know? I think I saw him at Target earlier.
We're boycotting.
You're boycotting Target? Because Target is allowing ICE to...
They dropped their DEI initiative.
Oh, Target dropped their DEI initiative after the election nationally. Here's how this shows you I don't shop at Target. Okay, things are going well. I'm doing Walmart over here. That's actually really sad because I used to love Target. I used to love Target, and you know, I'm wearing, yeah. Well, I was gonna make that joke, but I think it's red polos, so let's be. Or maybe here in this cold country, yeah, you guys have, everybody at Target has their hoodies, okay. It's any red thing. So basically, you just put on a red thing and now you work at Target. Yeah, that's why they have so much in common with ICE. It's the same fashion. Like, they don't have uniforms, right? They just go on there and they have Cash Patel stitch on the ICE on the back. So Target, they dropped their DEI policy. And so now, have you been to it? I mean, so we're boycotting, but like, have we gone in to check that they're all white or what? Because there's only 2 cashiers? Oh, that's right, because it's all automated now. So they're like, no DEI except robots. They're like, no, we...
Spark joy like it used to.
Target doesn't spark joy like it used to? I agree with you on that. Although I 100%, like, I'm on the same exact vibe, but like, the way you said it just made me realize like how sad our lives are that we used to be in a position where Target sparked joy, because it did. I really did like going in there and being like, dude, $10 for a shirt? Oh my God, I miss those days. Of course, they're upping their prices because getting rid of DEI is a little pricey. If you know what I mean, you gotta pay the whites the extra. Sorry, the robots. The robots.
It's the tariffs and their corporation. They're doing what corporations do. They pissed off the right, and now they're pissing off the left. And that's basically what happened.
And can I also acknowledge you work at Target too, because you're wearing red. So yeah, so we're both, you're Target Holiday Edition. I'm just like casual November Target.
You need to go to that Home Depot.
You need to go to the Home Depot?
Go to Home Depot, buy some fucking ice scrapers, and return that shit.
Ice scrapers? Is this irony right here? Or is this
They protested, they went into Home Depot because Home Depot's allowing ice to come in and
Yeah.
feed people.
Right.
That protesters came in and bought a bunch of 17-cent ice scrapers.
Yeah.
And just made a ruckus in the store and then returned them.
Well, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm a foreign California boy. What exactly is an ice scraper? Because stop. Be tolerant, you assholes. You're not progressive. You're not progressive. You're not progressive. Not all of us were born with an ice scraper in our hands. Okay? Stop it. I don't know. Cashier outside. Yeah. Yes. You guys are so not welcoming. Minnesota what? Oh, that's called Minnesota Nice? There's a name for it? Oh, no. It's called, Minnesota Nice is defined as what, like snarkiness? Passive aggressive. Minnesota Nice. Well, good for you. He doesn't know what an ice scraper is. He doesn't know what. What's that?
Ice scrapers are for your cars.
Right. Okay. That's what I assume. That's what I assume. But you said they're in there causing a ruckus because when I rent a car here, it comes with usually two instruments. Okay. One of them is the brush. Okay. That's not a scraper. I would not define that as a scraper. And then there's the one that looks like a spatula. That's an ice scraper?
The ice scraper like breaks up all the ice on your windshield, and then the brush you can like get away everything.
Right, I get it. The brush is the number 2, the scraper is the number 1, right? And on really tough days, a little hot water. I get it. I'm not that dumb. Okay? But it's like a spatula. It's so flimsy. It's hard plastic, right? It's like really hard plastic, okay? And then you use it to wedge in there and kind of break the ice a little bit. But it's not scraping it. Like, scraping is, there's got to be like more tension.
You scrape the window. You give it to your child when they're born.
We're just going to fundamentally disagree on this. You just said you give it to your child when they're born? What the fuck? You give them an ice scraper? That's what you do in Minnesota? A child is born. So let me guess, you birth them in the snow, and then you hand them an ice scraper and be like, we'll see you back at the house. And the baby's like, where? It's such a cruel world. Like, it's called Minnesota Nice, bitch. Man. Well, now I understand how to do better in a winter crowd in Minnesota. I literally I'm gonna bring my ice scraper and be like, when I was born, my mom handed it and she said, for difficult situations, you gotta scrape the ice. And so at Home Depot, they went and they bought a bunch of ice scrapers and they were making a ruckus. Who thought of this? I would like to credit the person. This is what's that?
It's a passive aggressive.
It's a very Minnesota Nice. I would call it the Minnesota Nice scraper, okay? Thank you. You may cash me outside later. What is your leader doing about the ice situation? They're talking. They're still talking.
So Boyd Mayor just banned ICE from using any like federal parks or buildings.
Okay.
Or parking lots.
Okay, that's good. So banned from federal parking lots.
Yeah.
So start from the parking lot. Start from the parking lot. And okay, so parking lots and federal buildings. So that's like 1% of the city, all right? Okay, and that's it? Because I'm gonna go to Home Depot after this, and I'm gonna buy 10 ice scrapers, and I'm gonna go return them immediately. And they're gonna be like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I'm late for the protest. And then what I would do is I would get anybody who's undocumented, who's concerned about being taken by ICE, I would ask them, invite them to join with and head on down to a federal building. So they all hang out at the federal building, or like right to where ICE can come up to. They're like in the building, and then there's like the parking lot outside, which is like the safe zone. And then you lure an ICE, all of ICE is coming, they're coming to get, and then you come, and then the immigrants are just like, catch me outside. New Hope! Did you have a good time tonight? You're making national news. People are talking about you. Maybe not for the right reasons, but keep that the fuck up, dude. Keep that the fuck up. We got our eyes on you, and I'll keep coming back and always be speaking on your behalf wherever the fuck I go. So I love you guys, New Hope. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Catch you outside? What does that mean?
Mahmoud Khalil back home in New York tonight after being reunited with his newborn son and family.
Even if they would kill me, I would still speak up for Palestine.
Right now, ICE is going after the most dangerous group in America. College kids. Yeah. I see these little protesters out there with their little signs with peace signs and hearts on them. They're out there holding hands in the quad. Some of them smoking reefers. Thank God we have strapped federal agents rolling up in dozens to take down one of these little kids at a time. The most efficient use of my tax dollars I've ever seen. Now, ICE is somehow, they have like an El Salvadorian team and then the rest is dedicated to college kids. Yeah. You guys obviously know what ICE is, but do you know what ICE stands for? Israel's coming for everybody. You know. You know. But kind of though. Kind of though, right? ICE is really putting a lot into these college kids. And not just any college kids, it's pro-Palestine protesters. And if you've been watching over the last few months, they've been like in groups just rolling up and kidnapping these kids, detaining them and threatening to deport them, which is already, questionable and also just like pretty alarming if you're a student here on a visa with a point of view, that people should live. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, what's next? Am I going to jail? It's pretty scary, even just as like a third-party observer who's, calling ICE frequently myself. It's pretty alarming to watch these students just get straight up abducted and handcuffed and just like roughed up in that way. And it was scary for a minute, because if you've been paying attention recently, you would see that one by one, each one of these kids is winning their cases. One by one. Thanks to something called a due process in the Constitution. And so thankfully the law is starting to work again. However, it's not over. There's a lot of battles that are ongoing. There is one major case that's kind of at the center of all of this, and that is keep your eyes on a man named Mahmoud Khalil. Keep your eyes on this guy. Mahmoud Khalil, if you're not familiar, is a Syrian immigrant of Palestinian origin who moved to the United States on a scholarship to Columbia University. He's a very smart kid. There's absolutely no arguing that. And during his time on campus, he was very active in the pro-Palestine protests, specifically protesting the genocide in Gaza. The U.S. government didn't like this because they're the ones doing genocide. So it's kind of a conflict of interest for them. So they sent federal agents to straight up kidnap him and took him to detention in Louisiana. Which at that point is like, just get me out of the country. You know what I mean? Like personally, I don't know what it's like to almost be deported, but But like, you take me to detention in Louisiana, like just send me home. You know what I mean? Like, that's too swampy for me in there. And they don't get my mouth jokes, so. So yeah, they straight up kidnapped him, mind you, while his wife was pregnant. It was abusive. So everybody saw this and like, yo, government, like what's up with that? Like you're always known for being so kind-hearted. Like why did you suddenly switch teams like that? And the government's like, we had to get this guy, okay, because he's a terrorist. You're like, why? What's your proof? He's like, well, he was on campus handing out terrorist pamphlets, probably giving out little terrorist gummy bears with it too. We saw him looking at the students. He was giving them the terrorist smile. You're like, wow, this is some really good evidence. What do you have as proof? Like, here's a picture of Mahmoud smiling. And you're like, wow, so you have nothing. That's all they have is just pictures of him smiling. Look up a picture of Mahmoud Khalil. He's like the sweetest looking guy. Every picture of him, he's just smiling wearing a pink polo shirt. Like, he looks like he'll you up in chess. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he'll give you a hug. You'd be like, wow, that was a really good hug. You know? Like, he's a teddy bear. He's adorable. Like, dude, like, why'd you choose him as your fear campaign to try to suppress the movement? Like, I have 3 cousins who look like terrorists. I could have helped you out. One of them actually might be a terrorist. I don't know. Like, I don't know. You could use them, you know? But you chose the sweet, innocent looking teddy bear guy, you know? It's like, you up, government, man. You up. You got to give it to the government. They tried, man. They tried to make this fear campaign. They gave it a good college try. But they messed up. They messed up because I don't know if you can tell by his name, but Mahmoud Khalil is Arab, okay? And every Arab knows 7,000 lawyers. They're all in our families. Any typical brown family, you're either doctor, lawyer, engineer. That's it. Khalas. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. Right? Yes, 1 out of 1,000 times, stand-up comedian. Okay? Somewhere along the line, someone makes a wrong turn, has to deliver the message. Okay? But typically, doctor, lawyer, engineer. Okay? So 1/3 of my family is lawyers by blood. Okay? Yeah. And I almost went to law school. Almost. So I can say confidently, the Arab lawyers, we good. Yeah, we good. Are there any Arab lawyers in here? Okay, well, oh. 1, yeah, we good. We good. The government, they went after Mahmoud Khalil because he's on Columbia campus. Columbia is like the hub of the Palestine protests in the nation. And so they thought if they get this guy, because he was a leader of their movement, it's going to set an example nationwide to suppress the movement. That's what they thought. But they messed up because Mahmoud Khalil already had like 100 lawyers ready to go. And Arab lawyers, I'm telling you, we good, like, we good, okay? Arab lawyers, we will you up, okay? In the courts. Not the basketball courts, okay? But the legal courts, okay? Yeah, people say we're terrorists, we're mental terrorists, for sure, dude. We'll you up with some logic games, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's true. Arabs fundamentally understand how to use the law. Okay? Why? Because we were kind of around when the law was invented. Okay? To start civilization, you're going to need laws. So Mahmoud Khalil, he has an amazing legal team already. And if you don't believe me, you think I'm just talking because I almost went to law school, okay? I mean, like, almost. Like, I looked into tuition and everything. And it was too much. And if you don't believe me, let me give you an example of how badass Arab lawyers are in a way that you probably don't even know, okay? Are you aware that in the United States, every Middle Eastern person is considered white? Did you know this? Yes. When I fill out a census form, I have to check the white bubble. Okay? Yeah. You've come to see a white man tonight. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. This is not a DEI show. No. I earned this, okay? I earned this. I'm doing this for all the other whites, okay? We're out here, man. We're out here. We're out here, we're proud, right, guys? Come on. But yeah, I can't say it enough. I'm white, okay? And there's a reason for this. There's a reason why we're considered white. It's because there was a major court case that was won in 1909, okay? 1909, which is a year that none of us wanted to be alive in. Okay? Yeah, even us white people. No? Not a good year for any of us, okay? And in 1909, in the United States, there was a Syrian immigrant, much like Mahmoud Khalil, who moved to the United States to pursue a better life for him and his family. He moved to Los Angeles and wanted to be a police officer, okay? Not my first choice of profession. Personally, I wouldn't come here as a foreigner and be like, LAPD, let's go. That's what he wanted to do. Bless his heart. And he wanted to protect and serve his community. And one night, he's patrolling his neighborhood, just doing his job, and there's this drunk kid, maybe late teens, early 20s, running around, breaking things, cursing, starting fights. Could have been from Manchester, Connecticut. I don't know. So, rightfully so, the Syrian immigrant arrests the kid. And as he's arresting the kid's like, oh, do you know who my father is? That's never a good sign when you hear that. And it turns out this kid's dad was one of the most prominent lawyers in the LA area. And immediately, the lawyer dad took the Syrian immigrant to court, charged him, saying that he had no right to arrest his son because he was, quote, not a real American.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, which, I know there's some immigrants in here like, hey, that's a compliment. No, it's not. It's a mean thing to say. This guy's just trying to blend in, live a better life. Mind you, the Syrian immigrant, his name was George. Can you get any more American of a name than George Washington? You know what I mean? It wasn't Washington, it was like, it was something else. It was like George Khalil or something like that. But still, it's like, come on, man. This guy's just trying to blend in. His name is George, and you're saying he had no right to do his job properly because he's not a real American? But they made a mistake. They made a mistake because George was Arab and already had 100 lawyers ready to go. He had him on his speed dial, okay? On his rotary phone. He was ready. And so he assembles a legal team from the Arabs in his community. They're all his cousins. And they put together a case. And they really worked hard on it. And immediately they took it to the city court, won that. They took it to the state court, won that. They made it all the way to the Supreme Courts of the United States. This is crazy. You can look this up. I'm not making this up. I had to do research for this, okay? I almost was a lawyer. In 1909, a Syrian immigrant makes it in front of the Supreme Court of the United States. That's unheard of. Arab lawyers, man. Arab, look, we'd a bomb. You know what I'm saying? I could pick a better, whatever. We good. Now, unfortunately, in 1909, having an Arab lawyer at the Supreme Court was not very en vogue. So they had to hire white lawyers to represent George in court. So they had the white lawyers, but the white lawyers got all their counsel from the Arab lawyers in his community. So it was basically Arab lawyers in whiteface. It was a reverse Trudeau situation. And so in 1909, these lawyers, they get in front of the Supreme Court. They get in front of a Supreme Court judge, and they're like, Your Honor, we are here today to prove that my client, George, is innocent, that he is, in fact, a real American, because he's white. And that is our case. And the whole courtroom's like, what the f*** are you talking about? Like, he's not white. Like, we see how the beard curls, you know what I mean? He's got like a 9 o'clock shadow, you know? Like, this whole courtroom smells like olive oil. He's not white, okay? They're like, no, Your Honor, we'll prove it, We're just gonna ask a few questions, okay? First question, Your Honor. Exhibit A, where is my client from? The judge's like, LA. He's like, no, where is he from? And then the judge is like, the Middle East. And the lawyer's like, more specifically. And the judge is like, the Levant, the Levantine region. And the lawyer's like, nailed it. Next question. Your Honor, Exhibit B. Who is your Lord and Savior. The judge starts to sweat. He's like, oh, Jesus Christ, of course. That's the only one you're allowed to have in 1909. And the lawyer's like, nailed it. Oh, sorry. We just have one more question, Your Honor. Your Honor, Exhibit C. Where is your Lord and Savior from? And now the judge is in a pool of sweat. He's like, you know what? Your client, George, is innocent because he's white. From then on, they made all Middle Eastern people in America white because they would rather make Middle Eastern people white than make Jesus Christ brown. Arab lawyers, dude. Diabolical. So I'm calling it right now. Mahmoud Khalil is going to win his case. Because he's white. Yep. Since 1909.